Well, it looks like I'm talking down to you. It's just the angle of the camera. Well, things have been very, very slow at the moment. I'm wanting to do those cupboards in the camper, and the guy hasn't come back to me with the price for doing them or which style we're going to go with. So nothing really has happened there, which is a bit disappointing. So in the meantime, we did a few other things, and here's some of them. Now, if you remember last week, Nicola worked her magic. Sounds like good news, doesn't it? Problem is, it's not. All the construction side and everything is completed. That's fine. All the inspections have been done. We've had something like about 12 or 13 inspections, council inspections, geotech reports, you name it. But the paperwork, it's taken, seems like forever to get free of all this. So we're still waiting on that. So hopefully it's soon. Damn. Go, Phil. They're mad, I tell you. We decided to head off down to the Chelsea Sugar Works. There's a beautiful cafe there. This is where they make all the sugar in New Zealand and send it off. Lovely playground for the kids, plenty of room, lots of activities, fantastic view across to the Auckland Harbour Bridge, lovely grounds, and a lovely atmosphere, especially for kids. There's cooking classes for kids, there's interactive activities, there's a shop there where you can buy bits and pieces, there are factory tours. There's so much to see here. It's well worth the trip, especially for a family. They've got a lovely museum where you can go in and have a look around and see how everything works within the factory. It shows you what they make and so on. And another part of the factory which I really liked was this room where you can go in, face the computer, and you can actually start baking with Annabelle Langbein. So it was great fun. Lots of things to do. There's these bricks in the wall that they're quite interesting. You open up the flaps and it's got little pictures of what the place looked like many years ago, and you can read in the top of the lid all about what the picture shows. Yeah, it's really quite clever. So there's plenty of those to have a look at. And there's a whole lot on the wall here, all behind me here. And more kids interactive area. Talk about kids. Hello.
Tick everything on your list. Vision cups. Now let's get the ingredients sorted. Check the list and get the ingredients from behind you and take them one by one over and scan them over the orange dot.
Thank you.
That's the butter, but check the recipe to make sure you get the right amount. Measure carefully. Good job. Any more?
Okay, so
Yep, that's the sugar. Now measure it. You're going well, just make sure you check off all those ingredients.
yes.
That's golden syrup. You have to measure that. At home, I use a spoon and I put on a bit of hot water when the syrup gets really. So simple, but at home you might like to leave the hot cake a while before you ice it so it cools down completely. Congratulations, you've done a fantastic job, and you know what, baking is such fun. Thank you for sharing it with me. I hope you've enjoyed your day, and go home and happy baking.
So the parcel has arrived and I've got the rear view camera. So now I can go and mount this on the camper. And it also means that now I've got a new one. I'll probably find the old one, which is a bit annoying, but never mind. We can always use it somewhere else. Why is it whenever you get instructions, they're so tiny, I've got to now go and get a magnifying glass so I can read it. I mean, honestly, that is so small down there. Crazy. Well, after a lot of jiggling about, I finally got the rear camera put on the back. But I had problems doing it because down here, this is really strong, thick steel. This thing that holds the box on. So I had problems drilling into it because previously there was a camera somewhere down here and the screws got broken off and buried inside. So I had to fiddle around. I managed to clear the hole and put the new screw in that came with the camera, but it snapped off, so then I had to go to the other hole and clear that, put another screw in there. So I managed to do that. I didn't want to drill into the box because this is an armor guard box and I just didn't want to put holes in it. So yeah, I just didn't want to do that. So yeah, so that's the rear camera put on. Now I've got to go inside and put the monitor in place. Right, now to put the monitor in, I don't want to put it up on here because the dash is really nice and I don't want to drill holes in it and muck around with it or put glue in it, that'll wreck it. So I want to keep that nice. The only part that's not as good is this part. So what I might do is put the monitor in there, like that. There's someone knocking on the front of the camper. I wonder who that could be. It must be the local gardener. So yeah, I reckon if I put the monitor and mount it onto there, facing up, I'll get a good view of it as well. Just make sure it's nice centered. I think that'll do it. And that'll hide, well, I'm going to tidy this up anyway. That means I can just mount it onto this panel. And this panel is easy for me to replace and alter if necessary later on. So I think that'll be the way. Well, that came off really easy. Alright, I've made up this monitor bracket that can go into that housing. I've drilled a little hole so the wires can go through the back. Now we'll go and put this in the camper. Nicola was wondering what I was doing because she could hear my voice. She thought I was talking to myself. But basically what I wanted to show you was I bought some super glue. And I bought this. And to glue the fascia panel, and if I get the other part and the base, glue that onto this. Well, this did not work at all, so we're going to try another one. And looks like it seems to be holding. So yeah, I'll just try that. It seems to be holding, so just try it. I've also put the surround for the radio back in because it was looking pretty awful. I'm quite pleased with that. If that stays, that'd be great. Well, that second lot of glue didn't take very well either. So I decided I'm going to pack it in for the day, because every time I go to work outside, I don't know what it is, but it just rains. So we decided to come out to Waimalku, to Nicola's father's place, so that Pearl could have a run around, because he's got a decent sized section out here. And I thought I'd start another task, and one is we've not really had a proper restraint for Pearl in the back of the station wagon. So let's go and put one of those in and see how it looks. Hello Pearl. We've got a little box here that's just arrived, and it's something to do with you and the car. So shall we open it? Shall we? Do you reckon we should open it and see what's in it? Okay, we'll do that. Well, she's quite happy with the packaging, but this is something that we decided to try out. It's called an auto zip line, which secures your pet in the car. So we're just going to set this up so that when we take Pearl with us on trips, she is nice and safe. Right, let's see what's inside this parcel. So it looks like we've got a harness of some sort, some instructions, and looks like this is a clip that goes from one side to the other that you attach your harness to. Or maybe this is the harness. And I'd say this with the big hooks is a clip that goes around each side of the car. So we'll start to install it. First impressions on this is this gear is really well made. I mean, it's not cheap quality. It looks really robust. So that's very important when you've got your canine in the back of the wagon. You want to know, especially a dog Pearl size, so you want to know that they're secure. So yeah, I'm really quite impressed with this. I mean, look at the size of these hooks. And all coated in plastic, but look really sturdy. There's several ways that we can connect these. One is on those, which I'm not overly keen on, because Pearl's quite a strong dog, and I don't want those. They're only plastic. They no doubt have steel inside them, but yeah, I think they could do a bit of damage. So I did something rather unusual. I decided to check the instruction manual, and down in the corner we have these, gosh, look at the hair on there, these on each side, so I'll put the strap across there and we'll see how that looks. There's also some in the back, right at the back of the vehicle, but I think that's too close to the tailgate, which is right here. So I prefer the ones right in the back corner. So I think we'll clear this and we'll put that in. Now, one thing I noticed with this carabiner clip, where it connects onto the runner along the back, you can adjust how close your dog is with all these separate pockets, which is quite good. Okay, so I've got this now connected to those strong points in the vehicle, and I've connected her lead to the distance I think is right for her to be able to walk around or move around without her coming all the way to the back and jumping out the back of the vehicle.